My dad happened to be a friend with a fellow by the name of Al Steffen, who was a very prominent Notre Dame advocate and supporter. And I picked Mr. Steffen up on a flight from Grand Rapids. And as we were coming back to the airport, I said, "Charlie, I understand you'd like to go to Notre Dame." And I said, "Yeah, Mr. Steffen, I would. That would really be great." He said, "Well, if I could help you with that, what kind of a deal could we make?" And I said, "Well, I don't have much to trade, Mr. Steffen, but if I'm accepted at Notre Dame, I would guarantee you I will graduate in 4 years." I graduated from Notre Dame in 1960. But that wasn't the important thing. The important thing with Mr. Steffen was really what happened after that. After I'd been accepted a few weeks later, I went down to his office. I wanted to thank him personally for what had happened. And I sat down with him and I said, "Mr. Steffen, I don't know how I can thank you, but I know that you had a hand in this. I'll keep my promise to you, but I owe you. And I'd like to know what I can do to pay you." And his answer surprised me. He said, "You bet you do. You owe me." And he says, "Here's how you pay me." He said, "During your lifetime, Charlie, you're going to have a number of people that will reach out and need your help." And he said, "Your payment of your debt to me is you will help those people. That's what you're going to do." I thought, boy, that really said a lot. So in retrospect, I thought about that. You know, there's only, as you really think about it, life is complicated, but it's sort of simple. There's 5 or 6 basic things that you do, it sort of works. Everything falls in that group. And you know, as I went through the years, these things were reinforced. And they were reinforced in my business career. In the 60s, when we went into business, in the aviation business, we operated 5 airplanes for Allstate Insurance Company. Fay Hamilton was the fellow that I answered to. He was responsible for all of the buildings and equipment and so forth. And Fay said to me one day when I was seeking his counsel, he said, "Charlie, if you see something that needs doing, do it." I thought, geez, I heard that before. In the late 80s and early 90s, I was privileged to be a business partner with Arnold Palmer, the golfer, and Dick Ferris, who was a friend and chairman of United Airlines, and Mark McCormick, who of course was a well-known sports promoter in Cleveland. And as we sat down, I was the operating guy, Dick was the chairman. We sat down and said, "Let's lay out the rules for this." And Dick said to me, he said, "Charlie, here's the rules, real simple." He said, "First of all, always take the high road. Secondly, we'll never do anything in the gray. If it seems like it's wrong and it could be considered wrong, it's wrong. We're not going there. And finally, remember, don't ever do anything that you don't want to read about in the front sheet of the Wall Street Journal." I thought that was pretty good coaching. Sounds a lot like integrity to me. And as many of you know, particularly my family and some of my close friends, Jimmy and Bill, I've made some lousy decisions in my life. And it seems like when I do that and I work my way through it, I can hear Mr. Manobach's words, and I've tried to be one of the good guys. When I talk to Mr. Steffen, I think of his words. Every day, someone reaches out to help me. Erica, my wife, has made 48 years worth of living. And my family here, my kids, they make us proud every day beyond anything we ever thought about. And our 11 grandkids, holy smokes, what a special time and what special moments you can share with those grandkids with things that they'll tell you they probably won't tell their parents. And with all the good friends I made in high school. Will all these things be possible without IC? Yeah, possible, but I think unlikely. And as with training pilots, and as Charles Lindbergh says, the final decision rests with me. I think I've been provided a wonderful education, but you can teach a monkey to add. But I've really been taught by IC and from IC with the chemistry that exists between the school and the students and the chemistry that's existed between our class. I think I've learned to consider those things that are really important. So thanks to all of you as today's coaches for our young people. And please accept my belated thanks on behalf of the many IC teachers and coaches who have made a difference in my life and the life of many others. There's not very many things that I keep. Every once in a while, I always keep the things that are important to me. So I got something here that I've kept all these years. Doesn't fit anymore, but I've kept it all these years. Special place. Thanks to all of you. Thanks for listening.